In this class we are going to understand about control flow statements or control structures. Okay, these are of two types. One is conditional or branching statements, second one is looping statements. Conditional statements are again three: if, if else and if elif. Nothing but this is nested if, what we call as. Okay, then looping statements, that is for and what, while. First of all, we are going to understand about what conditional statements. In the conditional statements, first statement that we are going to understand is if statement. So this is what the if statement we are going to understand. Okay, so when we have to use this if statement, okay, suppose we want to write the statements like this: if condition is true, then do this. Like this, if you want to say in the programming, then you can write you can use what, this particular if statement and if statement syntax you can use. Okay, for example, let me give you example. You have to understand very well, please, these examples also. Okay, so let me say that if okay, if rains, okay, if rains, then, okay, if raining, otherwise I say if raining, okay, then carry, okay, carry umbrella, carry umbrella. Okay, this is what. So what is happening? If raining, okay, if it is raining, then what, carry umbrella. So this particular raining is called as what, condition. If this condition is true, means if it is raining, then do this particular action, okay, do this action. This is what we call as. Okay, like this, if you want to write any statements in Python or in any programming language, okay, you can use this if statement. Okay, you can use this particular syntax, or you can use what, if statement. Okay, let me give you another example. Otherwise, let me give you another example. If A is greater than B, then, okay, then print, okay, biggest is equal to, let's say that biggest is equal to, I can say that A, biggest is equal to what, A I am giving. Okay, so what's the condition here? I am saying if A is greater than B, then print biggest is equal to what, A. Like this I can write the condition. Okay, if B is greater than A, then print, what's the biggest now? Biggest biggest is what, B. Suppose, assume like this, biggest is what, B. Here let me write to make you understand, biggest is what, A, like this. Got it? So like this, if you want to write any conditions, right? So what is a condition? So any condition statement that this is English sentence, please. I have given just an example. This is an English statement. Okay, in general, in our English language, we use this if word to check the condition. Okay, similar to that, in programming language also we use the same if word to check the condition. Okay, condition means what? A condition is a combination of, okay, combination of variables, okay, let me say that variables or constants and relational operators, relational operators, right, operators. This is what. Okay, example, I can say that 10 greater than 20. Okay, I can give one more example, A less than B. Okay, or I can say X is equal to Y, like this. So a condition is a combination of variables or constants and relational operators. What are the relational operators, please? Relational operators are like as already we discussed in the previous class, greater than, less than, greater than or is equal to, less than or is equal to, not is equal to, or double is equal to, are called as relational operators. Okay, so any statement that contains, I repeat, any statement that contains these relational operators is a condition. Okay, and these conditions will either gives the answer in true or false. For example, 10 greater than 20 is what, false, like this. Okay, conditional statements always gives the result either true or false. Okay, so that is what we are saying. If this condition is true, then this statement you perform or this statement execute. Okay, So like this, if you want to write such type of statements in Python, then we have to use what? If statement. And how you write means the syntax you have to follow. This is the syntax you have to follow. This is not you write. Just for understanding purpose, I have given this one. Okay. So how you write this particular thing means, if you have to write here conditions, okay, then at the end of the condition, at the end of the if, okay, at the end of the if, you have to put one here colon, then write down the statements in the if condition, okay, and all the statements comes under what? This if block only, this if block only, okay, and these statements, all the statements present in the if should begin with what? Should contain what? Same number of spaces. This statement should have what? Same number of spaces at the beginning of the statements, okay, and the statement what you write here, see, this statement is not having the spaces like this space not present. So if spaces are not present means this statement is out of this particular if block, means this statement does not belongs to if block. That is what the meaning, okay. So let me explain once again the syntax on the board here. Understand carefully, please. So same thing that I have written. So what does this colon represent, please? Colon represents, first of all you write if, okay, if, and here you will be writing the conditions, then colon. Colon represents it is a beginning of the block. It is a nothing but beginning of the block, okay. So and whatever the statements that you write, these statements comes under the if block only. Okay, how can we say that these statements comes under the if block? Means this statement should have same number of spaces at their beginning. Okay, so therefore these particular statements that have same number of spaces comes under the same block. What's the block name is? If. Therefore I written here if block statements. Okay, so these statements comes under what? The if block only. Okay. Right. Now this statement is not having any spaces at the beginning. Therefore this statement is not belonging to the if block. It does not belong to the if block. It's a statement which is out of the if block. Okay. Means the if block ended here. So this is what? If block ends here. Ends means at this statement it is ending the if block. Okay. Right. Now what happens? Let me explain here. What happens? Let me explain here. Okay. So let us say that if the condition is true, I repeat please, if this condition is true, okay, all the statement it enters into the if block. It enters into the if block and all the statements it will execute. All the statements from the if block will be executed. Okay. I repeat once again, if the conditions becomes true, then it enters into the if block and the statements will execute. Okay. Now suppose if the condition becomes false, what happens if the condition becomes false here? If the condition becomes false, it will come out of the block. It will come out of the block and the statement will execute. Okay, it will come out of the if block and these statements will not execute. You understand that? Okay. So I repeat once again, if the conditions true goes into the if and the if block statements will execute. If the condition is false, it will come out of the if block. This is the general syntax execution process. Okay. So let us write one program and we will understand how can we write the programs using if. So let me write one program here first of all. Okay. Read two numbers and print the biggest. Okay, print the biggest. Now what is this biggest of two numbers? Let us understand this particular program. Okay, let me explain the logic. Okay, so the logic is like this. Assume that we read two numbers. Let us say that read x comma y. Let me take a new screen here, please. Let me erase this content. Okay, right. Assume first of all you read two numbers. Let's say x is equal to, I read a number, integer of, okay, integer of input of, okay, I say enter number 1. Okay, everybody understand very carefully please. This is enter number 1. Okay, then y is equal to same, enter number 2. Okay, same statement. Now assume that I have given for this particular x and y, assume that I have given x is equal to I have given what? Assume 10 and I have given y is equal to 2. Okay, now we have to find out the biggest of this particular x and y, or I may give here x is equal to 5 and I may give here x is equal to 12, let's say that. Okay, in the first case x is biggest, in the second case y is the biggest. So how can you find out which is biggest? How can you find? Okay, find okay, biggest of x y, biggest of x and y. Okay, so how can you find out? So I can follow the syntax. What the syntax is? Please, the syntax is like this. If condition, then execute the statements. Okay. So therefore, I am going to write here. What I am going to write, please? Right. Let me write the statements here. Let me write the statement. What I am going to write here, it is, see, I write the condition now. If, what's the condition, please? What's the condition? If x is greater than y, colon, then same number of spaces here. Okay, 3 space I am giving. Okay, then I can write print. Okay, what is that? Is x is big. I say x is what? Big. Let's say assume that x is big. This is. Okay, now second condition I write, if okay, y is greater than x. If in case y is greater than x, then 3 spaces I write print. What is that? Is y is big. Okay, this is what, right? So now same condition I am going to write now. Let us, otherwise first of all we'll execute with the different values and we will check here. Okay, assume, now let me say that, assume that, okay, first situation we will see here, this is what, x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 5. Sorry, here it is, right? So first situation we will say, so in the first situation x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 10, assume. Okay, so tell me more, if x is greater than y, 10 is greater than 2. Yes, true. True means now enters into this if and this statement will print that x is big. X is big. Okay, next we'll continue, please. If y is greater than x, see, 2 is greater than 10, no, false in this case. Therefore this statement will not execute, it will come out of this block. Okay, so therefore you got on the monitor, okay, x is big. Clear? Now let us say understand in the second scenario. Okay, assume again you run the program where you have given x is equal to 5 and y is equal to what? 12. Y is equal to what? 12. Now check the condition. Now if x is greater than y, see, x 5 is greater than 12, no, false. As it is false, now it will come out of this particular if block. It will come out of the if block. Okay, now second condition, it is going to check if y is greater than x. So 12 is greater than 12 is greater than 5. Yes, true. So y is greater than x, 12 is greater than y is true. So this is the condition is true. Now here the condition is what? True. Therefore now enters into the if and the statement will execute, prints what? Y is big. Okay, so like this it is going to work. Let me write the same program and show you here. So what I am doing, x is equal to integer conversion function input of enter number for x, let's say that. Okay, let's say similarly I am going to copy paste this one. Okay, but I am going to write y, enter number for what? Y. Okay, fine, good. Now I put a condition, if at all x greater than y, okay, colon, see, when I press enter, automatically I got a space here. Okay, right, then print means if block is now beginning here. Okay, if block is continuing here. Okay, print I can say, okay, what I can say is x is biggest. Okay, x is biggest. Clear? Next, again, when I press enter, see, again it's continuing the block. So I want to end this block. If I want to end the block, you press the backspace. When you print the backspace button, what happens is backspace key on the keyboard, see, automatically it will get back the cursor over here. So the cursor you got here. Okay, now enter it. Now second condition, if y is greater than x, then I can say that print, okay, I can write a condition, that is what, y is what? Biggest. Okay, so again get back, press enter. Suppose what if both are equal, if x is equal to y, what happens if x is equal to y, then print I can say that both are what? Equal. Yes, I can also write this condition. Okay, so this is how it is going to work. Then I save the program, please. Let me save the program file. Here I am going to save it. Okay, save it. So therefore I can say that a dot py, same program name always I'll give you. Okay, here I give. Okay, now I run the program, run module. See, it is asking enter for x. Okay, let me, otherwise let me show you the side by side is two screens please, so that you will understand clearly what is happening here. Okay, now this is the program, sorry, this is the program. Okay, right, okay, fine. So I'm giving the value for what, enter number for x. This is the number it is giving. Okay, I'm giving here the value is 10. Assume that it is what, 10. Okay, 10, enter. And y value I'm giving 2. Therefore I got x is what, biggest. Okay, because 10 is greater than what, 2. So here if x 10, y 2, so 10 is greater than 2, yes, so it enters here and x is the biggest. And this condition becomes false. As a result, these two statements will not execute. Okay, once again I run the program, run module. See, once again in this case I am going to give what, 5 and 12, as we discussed 5, and this is what, 12. Now what happens, y is the biggest. Okay, in this case see, x is greater than y, 5 is greater than 12, no, false. False means come out of this one. Now in this case y is greater than x. See, 12 is greater than 5, yes, true. True means it enters here and y is biggest. You got it right, and this condition becomes false and the statement will not execute. Similarly I run the program second time, here run module. See, here I can give you both 12 and 12 and say both are equal. Okay, so like this, whenever you want to execute a statement, based upon the condition, then you have to use what, if statement. Okay, right. But how we are going to write this one means x is biggest. So generally we write like this, biggest is equal to, we will not specify the variable name, but biggest is equal to, like this we are going to print the value here like x. Okay, now this is how we are going to print, biggest is equal to y. Like this we are going to print here, please, variable value we will print, both are equal. Okay, so this is what recommended to print the statement like this. Okay, if x is greater than y, biggest is equal to x. Okay, now I can write like this, enter number 1, assume like this, enter number 2, like this we can short form. Okay, number 2 like this. Okay, if x is greater than y, biggest is equal to x. If y is greater than x, then y is the biggest is equal to y. Okay, let me run the program, run it and give the value, same value. Here I give 20 and I give what, 12, biggest is equal to 20. Like this we'll get the answer. Once again I run the program, execute it. Now this time I give what, 7 and I give what, 40. Now see that biggest is equal to 40. Okay, so this is the recommended program that you write here. Clear? So I copy paste this program. This is the if program for biggest of two numbers. Okay, similarly I will explain one more program. Okay, read a number and print it is positive or negative or 0. So you have to read a number and print it is positive number or negative number or what, 0. Okay, positive number or negative number or what, 0. How can you write this particular program? Okay, let me explain the logic for this one. Okay, so how can I write? Assume that now you read a number. Let's say that read what, a number means n I am saying. Okay, read a number into n. Now how can you say that n contains a positive number or negative number or what, 0? Means we can write a condition, if at all, if n is okay, if n is equal to 0, okay, then what is that is print, I can say, okay, let's say that 0. Okay, second condition I can write, if n greater than 0, if n value is greater than 0, then I can say that print, if n is greater than 0, it is nothing but positive. So therefore I can print a positive number like this. Okay, similarly I can write a condition. What is that is, if n is less than 0, if n value is less than 0, then we can print a message, print that is what, negative number. Okay, negative number. This is how can we check whether the number is a positive or negative or what, 0. Okay, For example, assume, now let me show you here. If n is equal to, I am giving what? 0. N is equal to 0, I am giving. So what's the value of n? N is 0. 0 is equal to 0. Yes, condition is true. Therefore, enters here and 0 will print on the monitor. And these two conditions becomes what? False. Clear? Similarly, now I will take what? Another one. Let us say that I take another ink here, please. Right. Okay. Now let's assume that n is equal to, I have given what? Something called as 12. Assume 12. Now 12 is equal to 0. No, this is what? Now false. Therefore, if n is 12, 12 is greater than 0. Yes, true. Therefore, the statement below this if will be executed and it will print a message. What is that? Is positive number. Okay, and this condition becomes false. Okay. Similarly, now I would like to check with what? Another one. Let us say that. Okay, now I give n is equal to, assume that minus 5. Assume minus 5 I am giving. Assume minus 5. Let me take another ink here. Okay. Okay. So this is what I am giving, the value is minus 5. Okay, minus 5. N is equal to minus 5 I am giving. Now minus 5 is equal to 0. No, false. Then if minus 5 is greater than 0. No, false. Go here. Third condition, if n minus 5 is less than 0. Yes, true. Therefore, this statement will execute, that is negative number. Okay. So this is how can we write the conditions. Let me show you the program. So same program, let me delete and write the program here itself. N is equal to, okay, integer of, let me say that input of enter number. Okay, enter number. Now I can say that condition. Now if at all n is equal to 0, then I can write okay, print that is what? 0. Okay, let us say that if n is greater than 0, if n is greater than 0, then I can write here, please. Then I can write here, what I can write, please? If n is greater than 0, print, okay, that is what? Positive number. Positive number. Okay, so else, not else, sorry, if n is less than 0, what I can write here? Print, that is what? Negative number. This is what I can write. Okay, so if n is equal to 0, print 0. If n is greater than 0, positive number. If n is less than 0, negative number. Clear? So let me run this program. Run module. See, okay, let me otherwise stop this program. First of all, let me clear the screen. Right, let me run once again. Okay, new screen I'm going to get, that is what? Okay, fine. Now enter number. Let's say that I am giving 0. So 0, you got it. Again I run the program second time. I give what? 12. 12 means I got positive number. Then I run the program third time, where I am going to give what? Minus 15. Therefore I got negative number. Okay, so this is how you write the programs using what? If. Okay, so I have understood this particular if program, right? Let me copy paste this program here, please. Let me copy paste here the program. Right, this is what. Now let me give you small assignment programs. Okay, first small program, some practice program I give you here. Practice program. Okay, programs, otherwise let's say that practice programs. First program is what? Okay, read age and print eligible to vote or not. Okay, so what you have to do in this case? Read age. Okay, if age is greater than what? Greater than or is equal to, please, greater than is equal to 18, then eligible to vote. Okay, then you print the message called as eligible to vote message, you print it. Okay, suppose if age is less than 18, then okay, not eligible to vote. Like this you have to write. Clear? This is one small program that you practice, and the remaining programs I will explain in the next video. Okay.